I'm doing okay in this challenge. I'm still watching movies, but videos are taking a little longer. So the prompt for this was like monster movie or monster something. You can see I'm like losing my focus, but it was like a creature feature monster movie, whatever it was. I decided to watch Godzilla Minus One. And I watched it because I really wanted to see it, and it was my excuse to go see it in the theater before it left. And it was not easy to find a showing still, but I managed to find one, and it ended up being a really fun experience. So it was the first time I got to see a Godzilla movie in theaters. It was a really well done one, I thought. I know I've heard so much stuff back and forth about Godzilla Minus One, and if people love it or hate it, but I loved it. There's a lot of things I liked about it. I did also find it really, really sad just because I love animals, even giant, scary monster animals. So seeing all of the people like trying to kill Godzilla and, blow him up and shoot weapons at him made me really sad, even though he was trying to like kill whole cities and a bunch of people. I always get the feeling in those movies that if they just leave nature alone, they wouldn't be attacked like that, although that's probably not the case. I just always get that thought. Like, if they would just leave the monsters alone, the monsters would leave them alone. But that's beside the point, because if that happened, it really wouldn't be a very good Godzilla movie, now would it? So part of the fun of giant monster movies is seeing them fight against these giant, seemingly impervious monsters. So that was a really cool aspect. I thought it was really cool what the scientists came up with, and I thought it was really awesome that they also came up with backup plans and tried to put everything together. There were some really good characters. I liked the subtitles, actually. I liked the character development. And so the part where the main character, he survives, but then he goes back and finds the town destroyed. And then he ends up with a baby and the woman. I love that part because I weirdly, for whatever reason, romanticize like post-apocalyptic life. So just like, oh, I found this part of a shelter and I'm going to build it up and I'm going to scavenge these supplies and I'm going to make it, the best little cozy shelter I can. So I liked that part a lot because, that touches on something I love, and just the idea of like meeting people, trauma bonding, and forming a family with them is pretty cool. So those aspects were really neat. I liked the development of the relationship between the main character and the girl whose names I cannot remember right now, so I'm sorry. I also really liked that they were raising a kid together that was neither of their kid, and they put so much effort into the kid and making sure that she had a family, even though neither of them were originally her family. So there was a lot of really beautiful stuff there that I liked. I loved the look of Godzilla. I loved the spikes when they lit up blue. I thought that was a really cool touch. And he was scary. He was a scary monster. So that part was really convincingly well done. There was just so many aspects I enjoyed while I was watching it, besides the stuff that made me a little bit sad. So overall, I thought it was a really well done Godzilla movie. And I feel like it was one of those movies that, besides the effects and the quality, could have been made, at different time periods. So it could have been made back when the original Godzilla movies were made. The story held up. It seemed like a very retro Godzilla movie in a lot of ways. So I don't regret watching that. I'm really excited I got to see it in the theater. Actually, oh my goodness, that wasn't the only Godzilla movie I've seen in the theater. I watched that one years ago. I'm going to have to look it up what it was. Why am I not thinking of it? Anyway. God. I'm not thinking of the name or the year. It was like 2019 or whatever. Let me see when it came out. I'm looking up all Godzilla movies. First one, 1954, 1957. Okay. Yeah, yes. Yes, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That's what it was. I saw Godzilla, King of the Monsters in theaters. Also really enjoyed that one. I haven't seen Godzilla versus Kong yet, but there is going to be a new one this year, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, and I really want to see that as well. So seeing Godzilla Minus One in the theater really gave me a taste for how epic Godzilla can be on the big screen, and it really gave me a sense of why he is such an enduring and beloved character, because it's so cool seeing something like that on the big screen, and just the powers they give him, the laser that he shoots off, and how like humans, even though they appear so tiny by him, can band together to and fight something like that. And they're just a bravery, because I always try to put myself in situations and I think, man, would I have volunteered to be on that boat? And that is a scary thought, and I don't know that I would have. So people who, can be brave in the face of danger and work to save other people is just amazing to me. So very much enjoyed this one.